Greetings, colleagues. In the fast-paced world of business, effective communication is key. Whether you're sealing the deal with clients, leading a team meeting, or simply networking at a conference, having a repertoire of polished phrases at your disposal can make all the difference. Today, we're diving into the deep waters of professionalism with our guide to 20 essential business English phrases that'll have you sounding like a seasoned CEO in no time. So grab your notepads and pens because the class is in session. All right, let's jump into it. We're going to go through 20 essential business English phrases. Because we're going to go through so many, we're not going to get into any one too deeply. So it's going to be kind of rapid fire today. But if you do have any questions about any of these, then certainly drop them in the comments at the bottom of the video. Let's be about it. Number 1.
All right, gentlemen, I'm going to touch base with my bride-to-be.
Let's touch base. This is a casual way to suggest a meeting or a catch-up. It could be in person, it could be on the phone, it could be through email or text message. Touching base is making some sort of connection and just saying, hey, what's going on, what's new? It could be about a specific project, or it could just be in general.
Seems you've been left out of the loop, John.
2. Out of the loop. Expressing being uninformed about a topic or decision. Imagine if you're away for a day or a week, you might feel like you're out of the loop.
No problem. It'd be great to have you in the loop.
Of course, the opposite of that would be in the loop. We can also use that one.
We're on the same page.
Number 3, on the same page. Ensuring everyone understands and agrees. We have to get on the same page moving forward.
Sometimes you have to think outside the box.
4, thinking outside the box. Encouraging creative problem solving. If we think of the box as how normal people think, everybody thinks this way. So if you want to be creative, you got to think outside the box.
Bottom line is there's no way into that terminal unless your profile is pre-installed in the security system.
Number 5, bottom line. This is getting straight to the point, focusing on the essentials. What's the bottom line? What's the last thing we need to talk about? What's the most important thing? Let's get to the bottom line. I don't want to hear all this other stuff that's not so important. What's the thing that we really need to talk about or really need to discuss? Let's get to the bottom line.
Give me a ballpark figure. How much?
Number 6, ballpark figure. Providing a rough estimate. It's not going to be exact. It could be off by a large margin, but at least you're getting an idea. And it could be one number or it could be a range of number. I think it's going to cost about $50,000, or I think it's going to cost about $50,000 to $75,000. Something like that. It's just a ballpark figure.
We're gonna circle back to that.
Number 7, circle back. Revisit a topic or discussion later. I think it's not the current one, but the previous White House press secretary would use this all the time. Probably when she was unprepared or didn't want to answer a question, she'd say, let's circle back to that question later on.
Saturn, take the lead.
Number 8, take the lead. To assume control or responsibility. Jake is doing a great job on this project so far. I think it's time we let him take the lead.
You just say whatever you got to say to close the deal, don't you?
Number 9, close the deal. To finalize an agreement or negotiation. We've talked about it, we're getting close, but it's time to close the deal, make the formal agreement. We've been negotiating off and on all month, but today we finally closed the deal.
I know I've got to get the ball rolling on the organ donations right away.
10, get the ball rolling. This is to start a process or initiative or begin a project. Now, if you want to learn more about these types of phrases and idioms, check out the Business Idioms course that we have on forbusinessenglish.com. It's a great way to learn these idioms in a little bit more detail, and you get to practice using them as well. So if you want to learn some more idioms, check that out.
I know you're shy and afraid to break the ice, so I'll start.
11, break the ice. Initiate conversation in a friendly manner. This is often when you're meeting people for the first time. In fact, some trainings, or especially at university schools or even for professionals, At the very beginning, they might have an icebreaker, the purpose of breaking the ice.
Ray, we're gonna call it a day.
Let's not. Let's call it a day.
12. Call it a day. Finish work or activities for the day. It could be at the end of the day. Maybe you're finishing it early or calling it a day anyway. Or maybe you worked into the night, but now it's time to call it a day. To end work on the project.
Is there any way I could maybe swing by, pick your brain for a little bit?
13. To pick someone's brain. Seek advice or insights from someone. I've never done this before, but Mary has. I want to pick Mary's brain before I start working on this. I want to ask her about it, see what I can find out about it from her.
Supposed to be you, the next link in the pipeline.
14. In the pipeline, referring to future projects or plans. So this is something that probably hasn't begun yet, hasn't started yet, but you have started to plan for it. It's in the pipeline. You've kind of begun the process, or at least you've thought about beginning the process on this new project, plan, whatever it is.
And keep me in the loop.
There is.
15. Keep me in the loop. We discussed being out of the loop or in the loop in number 2, but to keep me in the loop is to request to be kept informed. I'm not going to be there next week, but keep me in the loop.
Tomorrow, you hit the ground running.
16. Hit the ground running. Start something with full energy and commitment. This is going to be a big project, so I'm going to really need to hit the ground running once we get the orders on Monday. I can't wait. I can't delay. I've got to start it right away.
I mean, there are beards, and then there are beards that go the extra mile.
17. Go the extra mile. To put in an additional effort to achieve success. And this is normally, kind of above and beyond. It's more than what is normally expected. If someone goes the extra mile for you, you should be appreciative. You want to return that favor in the future.
So what do you say we cut to the chase?
18. Cut to the chase. To skip unnecessary details and get to the main point. Somewhat similar to the bottom line. Get to the bottom line.
Well, we didn't have time to iron out the details. We're the first guest, that's all.
19. Iron out the details. Resolve any remaining issues or uncertainties. We agreed on the big terms of the contract, but we still need to iron out the details before we close the deal.
She seems to be on top of things.
20. Stay on top of things. Remain organized and proactive in managing tasks. Sheila always manages to stay on top of things. I'm sure she knows what's going on. So there you have it, folks. With these 20 business English phrases in your arsenal, you'll be navigating the corporate jungle like a pro in no time. Remember, practice makes perfect. So don't hesitate to start incorporating these phrases into your everyday conversations. Until next time, keep striving for excellence and speaking the language of success. Stay tuned for more tips, tricks, and tidbits. But for now, let's keep the language learning and watch this next video. Don't forget to conquer that like button and make it ours.